You know, it goes both. Goes both. It goes both ways, you know.
Hi friends, and welcome to Wives vs. World, where we have fun talking about queer stuff and life as a trans cis lesbian couple. I'm Jackie.
I'm Anya.
And today we are gonna talk about our little secret.
Yes. The whole.
How stay in love?
Yes, we know a thing or two about this one.
We've been in love for quite a while, at least a couple of years.
We have experience. We have loved each other for 16 years.
Yep.
We met when I was 15 and Jackie was 17, and we have loved each other ever since. We have never been broken up. We have never really argued. So we thought it would be fun to delve into how we see it as the best things you can do to stay in love as a couple.
Exactly. And it's a very small sample size. It's just us, but we're going to talk about what we do as a case study. And then if you want to emulate that, maybe it can work. I think there's also something to us being extremely compatible. So these things work very well for us. But there will be some things that are more generally applicable. We have a numbered list of 4 different categories of things you can do or commence in order to improve your love life. Put that in the text. Love advice. Number 1 is all about listening and talking and being present and being there with each other.
Personally, I think that talking is one of the most important things you can do as a couple.
And I think listening is very important.
Wow! That's so rude. No, it goes both ways. You have to tell the other person things about your life.
You do.
And yourself. And you have to listen to what's being said. It's very important to make the other person feel heard and seen.
No, it's true. I mean, one simple thing you can do is like get in the habit of asking each other how your day was. Like that's something I've never really been conditioned to from home. It was more like, how's your day? And a simple fine would suffice. But then when I started dating you, and I would say, oh, it was fine, you'd be like, you can't just keep saying fine. What did you do? Did something happen? Was it what? And I was like, what did I do today? You know? And now I think I'm at a point where I come in, I set my things down, and I go, you won't believe what happened today, you know?
Exactly. Like, I want to be a part of your life. I want to know what's going on. I want to be present with your emotional status, what has affected your life today. And to me, that is really important. Obviously, like, we can't speak for everyone, but I do think it's a really good habit. And it's a way to keep each other updated on what's going on. And in the beginning, when you didn't ask me about my day or you didn't ask any follow-up questions, I got really, like, I felt not seen, not heard, not betrayed. That you weren't interested in my life. So I had to, like, specifically ask you,
hey, Bub,
please ask me how my day was, and please ask about the things I tell you.
I was like, you do that? I thought this was just something you wanted to get over with.
Yeah, no.
Because it's always really uncomfortable in my childhood home to have the, how was your day? You know,
that's fair.
There's no follow-up. It's just, you say it's good or it's not so good. And, regardless, it's just, okay, great.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Not everyone wants to talk about that day, but I really like it. I think it's interesting. I like being a part of your everyday life, even if your everyday life isn't that interesting.
No, I feel the same.
Even if you don't want to give a whole recount of your day, you can ask the other person, what was your favorite thing about today? And they can choose what they want to disclose.
Exactly. So having some kind of daily, check-in, talk, listening. And I mean, it's not every day I have something to add, but then I'm always there to go, you know what? Tell me about your day, and I'll provide my perspective to that. And I think that does something almost as good, if not better, than just telling someone about your day. Like, it's nice to be heard, it's nice to get to talk, but sometimes it's just really nice to be really interested in the other person's life and really go like, wait, they said that? Yeah, oh my God, I can't believe they said that.
And it can always be a conversation starter. I think a lot of people like just skip this part of communicating, and I think that's a shame.
It seems like small talky, but it's really not. It's very important, actually.
Yeah,
I think,
and then maybe you get to know the names of some coworkers that you wouldn't otherwise have heard because they're not that important, but they were a part of your day to day or whatever, right? Or like maybe you met someone new, or you had something interesting to eat, or like just the small things that I don't know. It really adds to the picture of the person, I think.
It gives you a chance to more closely and intimately like match their freak, as the people said. I mean, things move fast now. I don't know if it's a thing anymore. I guess that what I'm trying to get at is like when you take an interest in your person's life, you have this unique opportunity to like get inside their head and see what makes them tick, and then you get to not only be a listening participant, but you also get to suggest things. You get to keep an eye out for things that you think, oh, my partner would really love this, or I saw this thing, I am gonna save this and I'm gonna talk to my partner about this because it will blow their freaking gourd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking of blowing gourds, one thing I've been doing is I've been scouring Twitter for pictures of...
Don't tell them that. They don't need to know that. Yeah, about matching freaks. Like if the other person, if they have little quirks or weird stuff they do, like try to play along, try to do the yes and thing. I don't know what that was with my head. I was putting on the yes hat.
Oh, that's a Danish expression, I think. I don't know if you have it in the English-speaking word. In the English-speaking world.
But yeah, try to yes and them. Like if Jackie starts singing little songs, I try to sing along with her.
If you beatbox or...
Yeah, or if she starts quoting a movie, I try to quote it with her, or, little things like that. Or like indulging whatever little freaky fancies the other person has.
It's like, we can be sitting in the couch and then Anya will suddenly go, you know what's really funny about the Bronze Age collapse? And I have a few options here. I can either go, what are you talking about? I can go, oh, this is gonna get good. Tell me more. And then I can be like, is it the part where we don't know really what caused it except for like a mix of factors? And you'll be like, no, it's about dicks or something. And then we're rolling. Usually. And then we're rolling, And I think that's a huge part of it because like you never feel misunderstood or maligned or not seen. If anything, you're encouraged and enabled in the best way possible, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. If your partner is being weird, if they're being a little freak, encourage it. Match it. Be little freaks together. Yeah. I think that builds intimacy because those sides might not be things that you are going to show to other people. So it's a really good opportunity to let that out with your partner and have that as a intimate thing together.
Yeah, exactly. Give them a base. Give them, somewhere they can go home to roost. Is that a thing?
And be themselves.
And be themselves. Thank you. We landed this plane together.
Sure.
Number 2, there is a certain physical aspect to a lot of relationships. Ours is not an exception.
Our relationship is very physical.
It's extremely physical.
In a lot of different ways.
It's not necessarily very sexual.
Don't say that.
Don't say that. No, I mean, it's usually when you say, physical, blah, blah, in a relationship, what I mean to say is the kind of physical intimacy we're talking about here is not necessarily of a sexual characteristic.
No, exactly.
So this important. Is not, it's not something that necessarily excludes aro or ace people or demisexuals or people who are not necessarily in really physical raunchy relationships.
We're not saying have sex 5 times a week. That's not the secret to long-lasting love.
No,
I promise you.
You do you.
No, it's more like people have said to us many times, like,
you act like
Yeah.
you've just met or you're newly in love. Or,
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like basically like the honeymoon phase hasn't worn off, whatever. We've been told that many, many times. And I think it's because we're not afraid of public displays of affection.
No.
We hold hands a lot. We sit in each other's laps. We give each other a little pick on the cheek.
A little, come here.
A little hug.
Yeah.
Even if we are at family functions.
Yeah.
Even if we are getting groceries, we hold each other's hands when we're outside. We hug each other whenever we want to. Of course, like again, this might not be safe for all queer people to do, but this, I'm just saying.
It doesn't have to be public.
No. Of course, it doesn't have to be public, but I'm just saying that we are not doing these things to like show off our love or like rub it in people's faces or whatever.
No, despite what evil rumors make us out to be. It's more like I can't keep my hands off.
Exactly.
And I think that has sort of like an enhancing effect.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Because a lot of people will be like, no, we have to act mature about this. So they kind of stop touching each other. Just like in general, hugging each other, kissing each other, holding hands. It kind of wears off at some point, I've been told. And there's no reason for that. You can keep, like, stay in bed an extra 5 minutes in the morning to cuddle each other. Yeah, exactly. Or hold hands when you fall asleep or when you go for groceries or give your partner a hug when you come home or something. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, but I do think that kind of physical intimacy in some regard makes a really big difference.
Like if you're going without it and you've been kind of like, oh no, we can't do that. We've been together for so long, or, oh, that's something, young people do just when they meet. Like, you can always try to be a little silly about it. Like it goes back to the first point, like match each other's freak and then, be a little silly.
Yeah, be silly about it. It doesn't have to be like
comes on, like, just grab each other and go do.
It doesn't have to be this intense emotional gesture. It can just be a little fun nibble at the cheek.
Come nibble my cheek.
It's like
nibble my
your what?
My cheek.
Oh.
I'm a huge fan of like stroking your face, just before you fall asleep. I like to take my little finger and I trace little patterns around your face, on your cheeks, down the slope of your nose until you fall asleep.
Yeah.
I think, were you about to fall asleep?
I also think that it removes a kind of barrier between you when you keep that physical touch thing up. It makes you blend together more as people. Like I know I can touch Jackie anywhere at any time because we have cultivated that kind of relationship. I don't have to think like, will she think I'm weird if I'm gonna give her a hug now? Or is she gonna think I'm up to something or that I want something from her if I try to hold her hand or whatever? And I think that happens to a lot of couples.
Yeah, maybe.
So to me, I like physical touch.
As a physical touch enjoyer?
Not from anyone, obviously, but from my wife. I do like physical touch. And I enjoy that being a part of our relationship.
Me too. There's a term in Danish, which I don't know if there's an equivalent in English. Skin hungry, or like hudsulten. And you hate, you see that face. I think it speaks to like a hunger of the flesh that is not
erotic,
sexual or erotic.
Yeah.
It's more about, needing that hug or needing, that touch.
Yeah, or feeling the warmth of another person or the weight or whatever. Something, another person against you is
that's basically it, and you can get that with friends, you can get it with family. But I think especially like in a lot of Western countries, we tend to shy away from those physical touching things, and we go arm's length and we go, handshake or something. Denmark has a very like hug culture, like we hug each other and are not necessarily all that afraid of, but like my point is sometimes you do crave another person to touch, to hold, to be near, and cultivating that in a relationship can be very, very, very healthy and very, very, speaking from experience, very nice. By making physical touch like only part of the sexual intercourse, you kind of make it like one big bang, and then like, I guess on one hand, physical touch will then be linked to arousal and sexual stuff, and thus we'll lose some of that, more playful intimacy, or just just
casual
casual niceness,
intimacy during the
the tenderness gets replaced with raw passion.
yeah.
And I think
it's a good way to
both.
keep the exactly. I think if
I
you're
think
that type of couple,
everyone
obviously.
needs tenderness. Is my that's the hot take from my side of the aisle today.
I also the thing I wrote here on the
Yes,
it is lots of kisses.
lots of kisses, very important.
Yeah, we kiss every single day
We do.
when we are together.
Yeah. If we're not together, we kiss every single day, but not each other.
Oh. Number 3 thing.
Number 3 thing. 1, 2, 3.
The third point is about communication. You'll hear this on our channel a lot, that communication is the most important thing in a relationship. And I think we stand by that.
I think that's like our only, Marie Kondo is like, if it sparks joy, you keep it. We're like, talk about it.
Yeah.
Please.
I think this is our motto, the thing we want to be known for, is like communication. You cannot over communicate, And I think even people who have been together for a long time, even people who are grown as adults, have not always learned to communicate that well.
No, and you can say a lot without really saying anything or communicating what the issue is. So it's also about, being vulnerable, and it's about setting boundaries and being comfortable setting boundaries around each other, Because I feel like one thing that really made a difference for us was when we actually got to a point where we were comfortable enough to say, you know what, I actually need space. And for that message to ring true as not I need space from you, I can't handle you right now, but it was more of, hey, what I really need right now is to listen to my own thoughts, or go for a walk, or I need to just have the home to myself for a couple of hours. And putting that like boundary down, or that, hey, I need this, that need is, I think, something that really helped, because it helps to manage like egos, and it helps to manage like potentially bruised feelings, that, hey, we talk about this. This is not I don't love you anymore.
Yeah.
This is I love you so much that I know you will understand.
Yeah, and we need to try to fix this issue together, kind of thing. Like to talk to each other through arguments instead of fighting about stuff. Something that has really made a really important difference is to be able to say like, this hurt me really badly, and I need us to figure out a way that this doesn't happen, or like I need you to understand my feelings about it, why this was bad for me or whatever, without like shutting down, trying to defend yourself all the time,
Exactly.
or trying to be right or whatever. Like if you have an argument, if there's something that if you have an issue, you have to try to think of yourself as a team, and you have to find a solution for this issue together, and not it's one versus the other, and you have to like duke it out and see who comes out on top.
That's beautiful. You also go from a point of listening to the other person being like, when you do that, it makes me feel this way, and I don't want to feel it that way. And you can take that further, and then like you can go, I realized when I'm doing this thing, you kind of shut down, or you get quiet, or you get angry or something. Is this something we should work on? Is there a better way I can do this?
Yeah.
And like, it sounds very, therapizing or whatever you call it, like, overly worked out or something. But I think, honestly, like when you just let go of all those bruised feelings or ego things or something, and you just go, hey, this is not working, it's not really working for me, it's working even less for you when we do this thing. So what about I don't do that? I don't bring that up, or I don't try to be funny all the time when you're telling me something that's important, or just not necessarily a real example, but like there are definitely ways to address shortcomings that don't have to be ugly or hurtful. And I think when you find that balance, when you find that level of communication where you can actually expose yourself and your own, like, hey, I know this might be silly to you, But when you do that thing, it actually makes me really upset and really sad.
Yeah, instead of not saying anything and then acting upset for a few days and then forgetting about it. I feel like a lot of couples do that.
I think so too.
And they don't really talk about it because it's awkward and it feels bad talking about it.
But I also think that some couples find some kind of sick, twisted enjoyment in that kind of like heterosexual merry-go-round. Because like if you've been in an office, right? And like it seems like the usual, oh, my partner is an idiot thing is not only a point of like contention, but also like a bonding thing between colleagues.
They like talking about how little they understand their partner or something.
Exactly. So if you're on that boat and you want to be on that team of like, oh, my partner is inconceivable to me, then by no means should you follow our advice. But if you want to build a deeper relationship, I think you should try taking, what do you call it? Taking a leaf out of our book, taking a page out of our book, doing what we do.
And I think vulnerability is a really big part of it. And like I'm a prideful being. I've been raised with like you have to try to convince the other that you're right in an argument kind of situation.
I think we'd been together for a couple of years before you actually gave me your first like genuine and unprompted I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was really, really hard for me to apologize because I've just not been raised like that.
Nope.
It's kind of like apologizing means that you accept that you were wrong and they were right, and
which sometimes that's the case.
Yeah, obviously sometimes it's the case. And I if there are fellow prideful beings out there, you'll recognize that like intense shame and hurt, that feeling you get when you just when you like, if I say I'm sorry, that will just, I don't know, it's weird to talk about it now because I don't feel like that anymore. I worked really hard on that, and the first times I had to be like, okay, you know what, I know I was the one who behaved badly. I would be like, be the one to come in and apologize.
Yeah.
And it felt so bad. Do you know the feeling? To me, it's like a really intense like feeling of shame, and it feels like I'm dripping cold water inside.
No, the only thing I can liken it to is like exposing when I don't know something, because is something, you know.
Exactly.
But again,
but I think that's really similar actually, and I think that's also kind of it's a vulnerability thing to admit that there's something you don't know, to admit weakness, to admit that you're wrong,
frailty, or
things like that. And that is, of course, easier said than done. And most of us have issues with some type of that thing. But it is really, really important to work on and to try. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. So if you have trouble being wrong, which I also used to have and know exactly what you're talking about, like I cannot say that I don't know this or say something less intelligent, because that shame again, it's so strong, right?
I was raised better.
Yeah, exactly. But now I'm just like, I don't know, and I just say shit until exactly. And it doesn't mean anything because we've practiced it so many times.
Exactly.
And I can say I'm sorry really easily because we've practiced that a lot, and I know that Jackie isn't lording it over me or like trying to make me feel bad about it. She just,
if anything, I feel bad when I have to but like sometimes it's nice to get hey, that was my bad, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because especially the first couple of years, you would just not speak to me after, you know, like we'd had like a little altercation, and then I would go to you after some time, be like, hey, I'm sorry I upset you, you know, even though I was like it was your fault, or you said something that really upset me, but I'm sorry I made you feel that way by saying, you know, don't do that to me.
Yeah.
And I think at a certain point it was just like saying, honey, you need to apologize to me sometimes, because I'm always apologizing, even when it was not my fault.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, that's true. I'm sorry.
That one especially was really hard for me. And we all have something like that. So I think working on that within yourself for the benefit of you, your partner, and the relationship, it will change you as a person, whatever that special weakness is.
And there is something beautiful about, you know, opening up completely and showing your full being and heart, and having that be, you know, taken, examined, and accepted and put gently back, you know?
Yeah, and also like the ability to say, I'm saying this because I know you're right, but it makes me feel bad. Like you're allowed to also say your feelings around the feelings you're talking about.
Exactly.
We do that a lot. And
it makes me annoyed, but of course it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Or I know why you're doing this, but it makes me so frustrated right now. But I know it cannot be any other way, but I need to voice my feelings about it.
Exactly.
I need you to know my feelings. But I'm also working with you at the same time.
It's like, I don't want you to change, but I also want to feel heard and seen, you know?
Something like that, exactly.
Like, because it builds trust, and it builds like a, you know, we work around things, okay? This thing that I do that is annoying to you, like singing loudly or making little weird sounds or something, like, you know what?
All day,
all the time. I'm more mindful of like doing that when you're not around. Because you've said it's driving me crazy. You have to have sense, right?
Yeah. This is one of the things where I'm like, I want you to be happy. I want you to do whatever you want. I love you, and I like all your little weird sounds and things you do. And I want you to be free. But I am so annoyed, and it is grating on my last nerve right now. And like some days I'm like, it's fine. I will just try really hard to ignore it. Yeah, exactly. But other days I'm like, I've had it up to here all day. Please, just today, right now, I cannot take this. No. But I love you, and I love that you're doing it. I love how you are. So it's not a critique of you. I just cannot bear this stimulation right now.
No, exactly. Like I know exactly what you mean.
The fourth point is about passion, and it's
veneration.
yeah, exactly. I love
worship.
That's like, it's cheesy, it's silly, it's a little much to some people. But we, in this household, we
unapologetically into each other.
We dig this shit.
Exactly. Like, your mileage may vary in your own relationship, but as far as you go, I don't see anything better out there, and I will be yelling that from the rooftops.
Exactly. One of the points is praise, because we praise each other a lot, and people have noted on that many times.
Yeah.
Because we will praise each other for the smallest things, like, oh, you took out the trash, you're amazing, baby, well done, good job. Or you turned on the heat. Or you made lunch.
And they'll be like, are you being sarcastic right now? And it's like, genuinely not. It's like, you know what? All too often, all those small things will, you know, be forgotten. You know, they'll become everyday and something that, oh, you don't get praise for doing what you're supposed to do. We challenge that narrative here. Like, I think it's important that we acknowledge that life can be tedious, and doing the small things that makes life, you know, livable, you know, taking out the trash, drawing a bath for someone, or, you know, oh, I got groceries. All those small things, it's important to acknowledge, and I think it's important to praise.
It's nice to get praise.
You put your clothes away. Oh my God, it looks so nice in here. Or
exactly.
Something.
Like, I remember at some point when we got home, and I was like, oh my God, you vacuum, baby. That's amazing. Thank you so much, or something like that. And we had a friend with us, and he was like, damn, if my girlfriend talked to me like that, maybe I would be more inclined to vacuum or something like that. And people have said various things of this to us. My question is always, well, do you praise them for doing stuff? And they often, honestly, they'll say, oh, nah, I don't really. And I'm like, bitch, where's that gonna come from then? It goes both ways, and I think you can start by dishing and then you will get later, you know? You can, I think if you want change, if you want to get something more in your relationship, you should be the one to start doing the thing more. And of course, there's the thing, but I'm already doing it a lot. Okay, then that's not for you, you know?
No, exactly. Then it's a different conversation.
Yeah,
it's about reciprocity. But like, you know, what I think it was like one of your friends who was like, oh, I wish my boyfriend gave me more flowers. And you asked, how often do you give him flowers? And you're like, I never give him flowers. And then you were like, then why should he give you flowers if you're not gonna? You know, and I think this kind of like back and forth is like, you know, maybe you start a little movement.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it doesn't have to be the giant sweeping things. No. It can be the little things. It can be praising each other. Because again, some people will feel it's silly to give compliments over small things, but again, it can feel really good.
And it's also about love language, you know, because someone will want the affirmation. We both like affirmation.
Yes,
We like being
words of
told
affirmation,
we're good
yes.
little boys, you know. But someone will like gifts.
Yes.
Someone will be very appreciative, you know, for having things done for them, or for a myriad of other things, you know. So like, you know, hone into each other's like love language.
Exactly.
And I
Figure
know
out what
love
you-
language
yeah.
is like, you know,
Yeah, pseudoscience, yeah, whatever.
but like you can say, you know, I like being given presents. So when Anya brings me small gifts, I get very happy. And I think
never
my like of getting gifts is also what informs that I often give you little gifts.
Yeah, exactly. You. Yeah.
Because I live vicariously through that. And you like getting little gifts, you know?
I think you enjoy giving them more.
I enjoy giving them so much. Like
enjoy
coming home with like
seeing them.
half a Snickers bar or something.
Yeah.
Or I thought of you and then I got this little thing for you, or I got this little flower that reminded me of you. So I took a picture of you and I said, "Milady."
Exactly. It's those little things that, like, maybe someone likes physical touch. Maybe someone likes getting an extra hug, even though it is
you an extra hug.
Oh my god. Double dick operation. Be mindful of what the other person needs and try to communicate what it is you need and try to match that to each other. Because if you always tell your partner, oh, you're so amazing, you're so beautiful, I love you, if that doesn't really do anything for the other person, that
Switch
isn't
gears.
switch gears, try something else, try something new. And I think we match each other's love languages really good, even though I don't give you presents.
That's okay. You do. And you gave me the
Nice.
Dungeons and Dragons Lego set for my birthday. And when I'm in Copenhagen and you're up here, I sleep next to it.
Yeah.
I tuck it into bed, I give it a little kiss, I go to sleep, and I can't wait to open that bad boy.
And that's because I know how important stuff like that is to you, even though I don't enjoy giving presents. Yeah, I think that is our secret.
The secret's out. The bananas have been ripened and baked into a banana bread of love.
This is how we stayed in love for 16 years.
Being unapologetically into each other and being grabby and being silly and talking to each other until, you know, late in the evening and sharing embarrassing stories and fun little tales of our lives. And every time there's like a new childhood thing, it's like, do you want to hear some new law? Like,
And every time we touch. No, sorry.
what do you think out there? What are some good ways to stay in love that we haven't touched on? Are there things that we couldn't even imagine that it's like, well, guys, it's just really simple. You just do. Do you know? Let us know in the comments. We hope you liked this video, and if you did, you can subscribe for more.
It's true.
We upload twice a month, every like 2 weeks. If you miss us in the meantime, you can find us all across the internet. There are some links in the description, and we can't wait to say hi to you guys out there on the wide internet. Especially hi to our members who help keep us afloat. Thank you for watching this in advance if you're in the early bird special group, and just for all the money it helps living. Thank you so much, guys. We like, our hearts go boom for you guys. And I guess that's it.
We hope to see you next time. Bye.
Number one,
You're so soft.
be soft. Been
Oh, that's the
going
fox.
without it.
There.
Where's the boy?
There.
Who's the boy?
There's a weird fox living here. Okay,
I
anyway.
love him so much.
Yeah.
So
Your lips look so soft.
come kiss them.
Oh, you taste like coffee.
Come kiss them.
And my question. Oh, look at the deer. Do you see
Oh!
him? I want to blow your cord, baby. He's
Flippity
probably
bibbity
eating the
bush.
bush. Just like I'll be doing later.
You are a vile creature.
Yes, I am. And you enjoy it.
I do.
Oh my god. The fuck is coming to eat our plants.
I need to
Oh,
get some
this
cheese
looks
out
like
of my
teeth.
my cheese out of my teeth.
Is that cheese?
What else is it supposed to be?
What else is there?
What else is there? I'm just gonna signal we're not a danger to you.
Is that why you're looking away?
Yeah.
No, I want him to be nervous. Off with you. Do not go in and eat my roses. Or my crops. Slink away, you bastard. Beautiful bastard.
All right. What were we talking about?